Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and opinions on Secret Saboteurs Season 1, which I've been wanting to do this video for a while, so here you are. Anyways, if you don't know what Secret Saboteurs is basically a YouTube original series that Lauren Z-Side set up. I really enjoyed watching it, so I'm decided to do a review on it. And I'm going to go through the 5 episodes and give you what I think are the pros, what are the cons. Now, one of the cons for this show right now is that the episodes aren't actually that long. They're only about half an hour if you put them into a TV. If you put on the TV, they're only about 22 minutes-ish. Which is definitely a con for me, because I think if the episodes were longer, we'd be able to fit more of the conversations with the house guests. Now, this really reminds me of Big Brother in some ways, so this should be really interesting. Let's start off with the premiere, where we get the introduction of all these players and the fact that there are 5 honest players and 3 secret saboteurs. Now, we don't actually know who they are. The viewers don't know, and the other players don't know. The only people who do know are the 3 secret saboteurs and Lauren, and the producers, I guess. So it was definitely kind of interesting. We see everyone gather outside the house. Lauren welcome everyone in. We get the introduction of Noah Bat. We get Larray. We got Nye. We got Marcel. We got Tiffany. We got a whole bunch of people. Chris. This is not a great. This is a good season. This was a good season. I really like the introduction here. Oh yeah, there's also Dante, yeah, and Brianna. Alright, anyways, we got into the house where Chris immediately susses Larray offering to make everyone bagels. Which, are you kidding? That's kind of ridiculous. That's a ridiculous way to suss someone out. Because they're like, oh, I'll make everyone bagels. Yeah. Alright, and then we get to the first challenge where everyone is to do. Well, everyone basically one team has to build a cart, and then the other team has to take that cart through a racetrack. Brianna actually let the air out of one of the tires, so that made it very, very hard. I actually thought Nye was a secret saboteur when she led everyone into the cart into the mud, because if you don't know, they were all in blindfolds except Nye, who was the guide to the cart. So that was definitely interesting. Anyways, then the secret saboteurs did end up winning this challenge. The honest players did end up losing, and they lost $10,000 from the prize pool. And then there's Knives Out, which it's basically tribal council if you like Survivor, I guess. Anyways, and we get to Knives Out, and there was a lot of discussion between, who to vote out, like Brianna or Marcel. And I felt very bad for Marcel, because he essentially just gave up at the end there. Or not even trying. Because everyone was like, oh, it's Marcel, because he sat down for 3 seconds or something like that. Are you... I really felt bad for him, and he ended up going home here in the vote, which was, I believe it was a couple votes. He had the most votes, and then Brianna had some votes. Larray had a vote, and I think someone else had a vote too. I can't remember who. I think Nye had a vote. cast against her. So it was definitely very interesting here. But it was definitely sad to see Marcel go. So let's talk about him. He was a fantastic character. I really liked him over this first episode. He's better than one of the other players on the cast who brought nothing to the show. But we'll get to that later. So I'm really sad to see him go here. Now for episode 2, where we have a cupcake challenge, where LeRae makes it so blatantly clear that he is the secret saboteur, and he literally threw an egg and he mixed all the seasonings together, or all the baked stuff together, and then when it came to making cupcakes, made all those cupcakes terrible. And obviously they did fail. They failed this challenge miserably, to the point where we literally get to Knives Out, and it was so clear that LeRae was going home for me, and he literally just was thrown out. Which honestly, his downfall here was just insane. He was gone. He turned out to be a honest player. Oh yeah, by the way, Marcel was an honest player. LeRae was a secret saboteur here. I was definitely sad to see LeRae go here, though. He brought so much to the season. Just these 2 episodes, he was so fun to watch. His downfall was just absolutely insane. Reminds me of something like a Kyle, or from BB Can 10, or something like that, or Frenchie, or something like that. And he literally, one thing I kind of found out that was neat is that he said he related this. He said he remembers watching stuff like Big Brother, and this is definitely something you'd see on like a America's Favorite House Guest or something. Like, it's definitely very interesting here. But there you go. So yeah, LeRae was not an honest player. We got the first secret saboteur out. Now for episode 3, which we're already more than halfway through the season at this point, I guess. And I was very excited for this episode. Was fantastic because we had a kind of a remake of Lauren's bath bomb video where she flooded her own house. And this might be my favorite challenge out of the entire season. It might be. It is up there along with the next challenge we'll talk about. But man, this challenge is so fun. And like where we literally see where we are seeing that where they have to try and like scope out where the ships are. Then they have to throw the bomb over, and it has to hit one of the ships. Now I was actually this is like Noah absolutely killed this challenge, and then like there were 2 teams by the way, and then however it became blatantly clear that Dante here was the secret saboteur here. He literally kept throwing it all the way over, and people didn't notice. People didn't realize. Didn't think it was him. Like, come on, are you? This was so blatantly clear that he was the secret saboteur here. But the honest players did indeed end up winning this challenge. And then we get to Knives Out, where apparently they vote out Nye for some reason. I don't know why they vote out Nye. But let's talk about Nye. She was an honest player. I will say, I thought she was a secret saboteur because of that first challenge where she let everyone into the mud. That was kind of insane. I really liked her. She was kind of one of the more boring people, though, but like not too terribly boring. And just to see the downfall of this alliance that she, LeRae, and Noah are in, it's kind of insane. Now for episode 4, where this was an unexpected boot episode. Like, I did not expect this in a million years for some reason. Chris has definitely been, at this point, Chris has definitely been, well, he's one of the better players, and it became literally clear that he was he wasn't a secret saboteur. But one thing that is kind of interesting here, though, is when we get to the challenge, and it literally involves elephant toothpaste, where it's like a mental. Noah fails this challenge twice. Fails this answering it twice, which I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm not too terrible. I wouldn't. I'm like, he said he's terrible at memory comps. I'm not the greatest at memory comps either. I would probably do terrible at that and get thrown out too. And I believe this is the reason why Noah did end up going home in this episode here. However, Brianna kept shouting out, and it was like psychological. It was kind of interesting. Yeah. Anyways, then we got to the final. So Knives Out. By the way, the honest players did it winning. We get to Knives Out, where they don't vote out Brianna for some reason, and they decide to vote out Noah. Why? They voted out Noah, and it was so blatantly clear that Noah was actually the one, and out of all 8 players here, that was trying to win. Like, come on. And so he ended up going home here. Let's talk about him. I love Noah. He was probably my favorite player out of the entire season. I was sad to see him go here. I mean, like, come on. It was kind of clear that Tommy Innit was kind of, cheering for him if he watched the series, because apparently he mentioned him. He tried phoning him in his live stream. You know what? I really liked Noah. No, I didn't think he was a secret saboteur. I thought he was an honest player from day one. So yeah, and then we got to the finale where Chris goes up to Brianna and is like, "I'm a secret saboteur," and he tricks Brianna into actually confirming that she is a secret saboteur. And then we get to the final challenges, where there's too many challenges, where they get a chance to get some advantages. They only get one advantage. There's like one that's like a Mario Kart challenge. Then there's one, I think it's like Street Fighters or something like that, or Combat, or whatever, something Combat, Mortal Kombat or something like that. Anyways, we get to the last challenge, and they did it. Honest players did not winning. They have to climb this like slope thing. I like this challenge. And Dante literally fell all the way to the bottom. Then we get to Knives Out, where they vote out Brianna, and then they get a second chance to vote out someone else. Brianna was obviously a secret saboteur. Let's talk about her. I love Brianna. Great player this season, but it was very clear to the other players at this point that she was a secret saboteur. They just voted her out. I don't know why they didn't vote her out last time. Like, come on. It's so clear that she was one. And then it made it so blatantly clear that Dante was a secret saboteur, so he did end up going home here as well. It was a double boot episode. And then we end up with the winners in Tiffany and Chris. Let's talk about Dante, though. Dante was a fantastically boring. Yeah, he brought nothing to the show. He literally brought nothing. He literally just threw the challenges, and that's basically all he did. So, So I don't have that much to say, and if I were to do a player ranking, I'd probably put him at the bottom here. And now let's get to the final 2, where we do have Tiffany. Oh, by the way, Dante was a secret saboteur. Anyway, let's talk about Tiffany. I love Tiffany. I knew who she was. Tiffany was from the iHouse Cupquake, so I was definitely cheering for her, and it was very clear that she was an honest player. Same thing with Chris here. Well, actually, at one point I was like, maybe Chris is the secret saboteur, but whatever. Anyways, Tiffany was fantastic. I really liked her on this show, so I'm very happy about her performance here. And Chris, I loved Chris. I really wanted him to win. If Noah didn't win, I wanted him to win. So I was definitely very happy to see him and Tiffany win here. And there we go. That is basically it. Overall, the series was pretty good. It's actually probably one of my favorite reality shows so far of the year. Moving forward, I might do a player ranking sometime down the road, but I don't know when that's coming. I don't expect that anytime soon. I might also do a casting video, and obviously the series probably not going to happen because YouTube Originals is coming to an end. So that's kind of sad here, but if there is, I might do a casting season 2, and yeah. So there's only a few minor tweaks that I would do here. As for other videos, BB Can review, that should be coming out soon. Well, actually, no, don't expect that until like maybe June, because I'm kind of behind on that, so don't expect that anytime soon. And then I will do a season 42 of Survivor review at some point as well. But there we go. That is the video. Thank you for watching.